Da 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 da. Na 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 na. Hey! It's Tuesday. I don't even remember what date it is, to be honest. Does the date even matter? It's Tuesday. We are in April. I think it's the 4th of April or the 5th. Do you know, I don't even know the date. Every day feels the same, right? Monday feels like Tuesday, feels like Sunday. Who care what date it is, right? Except when it's my son's birthday, then that date I can't forget. How are you all doing? I think we got quite a bit to talk about here today, haven't we? I mean, number one, we've got our webinar, if you're not already aware about, how to get much more out of LinkedIn and how to attract high-ticket clients to contact you. But the Elementor roadmap yesterday presentation, wasn't it so much smoother and better? Like, compared to the first one they did in January, this one felt more coordinated, to the point, more succinct, more fresh, more appealing. Every presentation was more like, okay, I now want to watch and listen, rather than, I'll just, switch off for a bit. Hey, B Informatica, Jeremy, Marvin, Mohammed, Raptor X. Hey, Dave, how you doing? And Linda as well. Wasn't it so much better? Like, what was your feelings yesterday? I mean, I kind of already got an idea. Let me just move this wire a moment. I already got an idea for what a lot of you... Sorry, hot water bottle behind me. I got an idea for what a lot of you think, but what did you really think? Like, with the presentation? Forget the AI bit for a moment, right? Forget all of that. Did it not feel like the presentation was more smoother and it rolled better? And the hour actually did not feel like 1 hour, did it? It flew by. Who's with me on that? I felt the hour flew by. And I feel like, or however long it was. No, it was an hour. And I think that's credit to them. And I think they took on board. I'm not going to say they listened to just me and Paul and others, right? That's not true. But we did discuss this like 2 days later, about how we felt it dragged in places, how we were left waiting. It wasn't engaging enough. This time, I felt like I would give it a 8.5 out of 10. It's not a 9 out of 10. It's not a 10 out of 10. You could almost argue that it could all be done in half an hour, make it even quicker. But I felt it was a lot better than what we got in January. Absolutely, Dave. Do you know something, Dave? I nearly made a comment on the live chat about that right at the beginning, going, we're actually now going to start. Who wants to place bets that the time is going to re-loop over and over and over again? Hey, Carlo, how you doing? Mark, I went there already, pissed off at them, so didn't feel that smooth to me. Oh, right, okay. Nice one, Mark. Absolutely, Raptor X. And I think Elementor right now, if I'm being honest, one of the big reasons I started looking at bricks is because I got worried that Elementor was becoming stagnant and it wasn't developing, or what they were developing felt like this is just not good enough. Now I feel like we're getting there. And when they bring out the CSS classes and the post filter, which I hope works with product, and we get the Elementor AI, which I know you can get with Bertha and other tools. But if it all comes inside Elementor, oh yes. All right, now we're talking, okay? Now we're talking about a plugin which is much more polished. Of course, there is bloat. There's loads of JavaScript. You got to do a bit of extra work, quite a bit of extra work to get your page speed good. But it can be done. So everyone out there that goes, Elementor was bloated and this and that, I kind of go, yeah. But if you think about it very carefully, you can reduce that a lot. Because I've seen bricks websites where the scores are actually quite tragic. The minute you start to do more with bricks, in fact, I am going to address this. There's a lot of people I know that use bricks and they do no optimization because they believe that from the get-go, you get 100% on the mobile and desktop. I mean, as they work through their website, they're assuming they're always going to be there. You get to the end and now their website's like 50, 60%. So they end up using the same optimization tips I've given you for WordPress and Elementor. So you could argue that straight out the bat, Elementor this is bricks, this is Elementor. 100 versus 75. You got to do stuff to get it to 100, right? But then as you work through, your score's going to go up and down, right? So I would say, yeah, that for all the stuff you have to kind of counter, to be getting now so much extra stuff in a much more intuitive system, you have to be honest, right? Elementor, you could easily hand over to someone who knows nothing about websites and they could pick it up with a little bit of hand holding or a YouTube video. It's really, really getting so much better, right? So let me just check some of the comments coming in. Mohammed says, can you please share what the minimum requirements are to apply for Google AdSense? I don't know, Mohammed. Have you checked online? What does ChatGPT... In fact, here's the answer, Mohammed. What does Google say? What does ChatGPT say? Have you contacted Google AdSense? Because I didn't think there was a... I might be wrong, but I didn't think there was a minimum requirement. I thought anybody could do it, even a brand new website, because loads of people brand new do it. Exactly, Raptor X, exactly, right? So I always say, yeah, No, the studio is actually the same size. The reason why it appears smaller is because it's no longer black. So when it was black, right, it almost made everything push out more. Now that you can actually see the walls, it appears smaller, but it is exactly the same size, right? From here to here, okay, is about 2 meters 20. From here all the way over there is 2 meters 20. The distance from here to here is about, if I get this right, it's about 1 meter 80 from that wall to the edge of my screen. Exactly, Raptor X. Black is slimming. That's why I wear this t-shirt. No, Jeremy, Elementor has to win back trust as it's been looking a bit. Yes, it does. It does. And I'm also optimistic. I am really, really optimistic about just... let me just make a quick... I need to quickly put a post, just quickly send a link out to loads of people. So, yeah, I'm very optimistic. I think they've done a great thing with... I mean... Have you seen the video I put out about AI and Elementor and how they kept that quiet? Hey, Gene. Dave, did you have any idea that they were going to do Elementor AI? Hey, Sinan, did you? Did anyone have any idea that AI was coming in Elementor? I'm normally quite good on knowing little bits and pieces, but even they kept that quiet. I had no idea. Hey, George, how are you doing? Hey, George, I'm feeling a bit better, George, all right? Earlier today, George, you know I was not happy, but I'm okay now, George, all right? I'm okay now. I'm over it, all right, George? I'm okay now. What was I saying? Yeah, AI, yeah. What was nice, though, is straight after the presentation, one of the organisers sent me the video. Rather than the YouTube link, they sent me the actual video file so I could use it and do my my recording so I could get a good quality on that. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful surprise, right? And in a way, Sinan, you could argue that, yes, Elementor have pinched the global CSS side here from bricks, but then again, you could argue, well, isn't that something they should have been doing a long time ago anyway? So, who pinches from who? Hey, Nikos, quickly want to answer a question, John, 8762. Am I going to WordCamp 2023? No, I'm not. I really, really have so much on. I just can't afford to take 3 or 4 days out and do that. I've got so much on. Now, apparently there is going to be a WordCamp in London in September. Apparently, in September 2023, there's going to be a WordCamp in London, the UK. Now, if that happens, and as far as I know it is happening, they haven't released out the full details yet. I don't know why they're leaving it late. Once that is officially out, I think I'll be going to the London one in September 2023. So if you're in London, maybe I'll catch you up there. Maybe, we'll bang heads, have a drink, have a meal, have a lamb biryani, or do something, Hey, Maddie, how you doing? Thank you, Linda. I reduce elemental bloat. I mean, I can't completely remove it, but, yeah. Devin asked, did I use LearnDash for our course? No, I didn't. And in next week, there's a video coming out which is going to show you how we created our course. How did we do our course, okay? WordCamp, you do have to pay to attend, but you will get a 20-minute video on how we did our course with just WooCommerce, Elementor, a content restrict plugin, and that was it. And that was it. Have they ever had a WordCamp in Cyprus, George? Have they ever had one there? Because they, obviously they're in Greece this year, but have they ever done Cyprus? Absolutely. Dave, are you in the UK? Whereabouts do you live, Dave? Are you in the UK, Dave? I can't remember. Where are you based? I was about to say something. What was I about to say? I was about to say something. Yes, the roadmap. The post filter. Now, what wasn't clear was, is that going to work with the product? Now, I'm going to assume it must do, because the loop grid works with post and product. If you bring out a filter, it must work with the product as well. However, how far can we go with the filter? Is it just going to be horizontal across the top? Is it going to allow us to have like vertical? Can we mix it up? So rather than just giving us the category, can it go further? So can we have like by price, by attributes of a product? How deep can we go with the product side of it? Also, what if we don't want it in the same container? So if you've got a loop grid, which is here, can we put our filter over here? Does it have to be in the same container? Can we set it and say, right, this affects template 1. This affects template 2. How far can we go? How far can we go with it? I'm a little bit worried based on the demo we saw that we're not going to be able to do vertical and it won't be like Themify or Filter Everything or JetSmart Filter. What I really want to see is a filter system which now says to me, hey, you don't need to use JetSmart Filter. You don't need to use WP Grid Builder. Now you've got it all inside Elementor. Would you agree with me on that? Would you have any doubts? Dave, you're based in London. Excellent. I did not know that, Dave. I think you might have mentioned it and I didn't realise. George, Cyprus is one of those small countries and because we are Greek, yep. I know what you mean, George. I know what you mean. They're probably thinking, well, if we're in Athens, it's not going to be too far, but I know it's not going to be great for you. Hey, Andrew. Yeah, I mean, I would say, I really hope we get more news about the September 2023 WordCamp in London, and I will do everything I can to be there, and I hope I get to meet, shake hands, have a hug, have a drink, share a lamb biryani, go for a walk, do a little song, do a little dance, make love tonight, probably not that bit, but have great fun. Mark, if your main customer base is located in Canada or the USA, is it worth devoting a significant amount of time to optimizing for higher page score? To be honest, what you've got to do is weigh it up on, look, when you build a website with a high page score, that means you've almost slightly future-proofed it and made it really efficient. You haven't overdone the DOM. You haven't overdone inner sections, maybe. You haven't fetched the Google fonts, so you could be breaching GDPR. You haven't loaded on loads of big images, so there's a bit of a delay here and there. Because just because you got 4G or 5G is going to make very little difference if you've allowed the bloat to bloat. Because when you have a website that's bloated, every time you do an update or an add-on, it's going to get bigger and bigger. there comes a point where we can't do any more. And the score might be 65%. You got to live with it. But what you need to do is try and kind of like say to your client and to yourself that I did everything I could. I could have done more. I'm not a hardcore coder, but I've done enough before I gave it back. And it's a bit like someone painting your house. You want to know that maybe it's not exactly perfect. Maybe the top, there's a little bit of a bleed of the paint. Maybe someone in the skirting, they accidentally tripped a bit. It's not perfect. But did they do the best they could? Or did they just go, yeah, I'll put paint on and yeah, yeah. So that's what I would say, Mark. I would say, like, do the best you can. Doesn't have to be perfect and all of that, but do the best you can. Yeah, now Dave, this is where, okay, Elemental really need to think hard about, is there any point? And I can tell you now, if when we get it, it is just taxonomy, the video I do won't be very kind, because it will be like, right, so I still have to go and get another plugin to really do the, to really do what I need to do, right? I know, Deepandrew, it's because the lights are all off. All the lights are off, right? Look. You know, like, look, I'm not putting the lights on for the live chat. And I need to get something here. I need ideas. I need to have something here, right? I have got this light, which, I will know, when I'm recording and I got my other light on here, the spotlight, I'll have this light on behind me. That makes a bit of a difference, right? Look at that. That makes a big difference, right? However, on the live chats, I'll leave. Notice how my face lightens up so much when you turn that off. But I need an idea for what to do here. I need an idea for what to do there. Ben, do you have more info on the site cloning? Right. So, Ben, who is your host? Who is your host? Tell me who your host is, Ben, and I'll try and advise you a bit on there. Hey, Unlocked Lord, not seen you for a while. And by the way, John, it will be great to catch up with you as well in London. A client of George's is from Cyprus. He's upset because when he Googles his site in Hungary, another page on his site is for... Oh, that's interesting, George. Now, when he Googles, and obviously he clicks that link, that page is coming up as the first link. So I wonder why his homepage is not coming up as the main page, though. Because obviously it's driven by which page is getting the most hits. And if the wrong page has been getting hits, that's probably why Google is sending it there. Unless it's something else, I don't know. Khalil, how to animate your SVG and transform it into a Lottie. You got to go and do a course or hire a developer or do a little bit of animation techniques. Adobe After Effects, Khalil. Not my speciality, unfortunately. So Raptor X says, how about a giant digital picture? Yeah, I don't know. You see, I'm trying to think of what to do here. Do I have a screen playing something, and that could be distracting? What do we go for? What do I do? Do I get a bit of wall art? It's got to check, is my son outside? Yeah, he's outside. He's just gone outside, as you do, right? He's gone outside to play with everyone. Ben Bardot, your host is... okay, I don't know who your host is. Okay, so if you have a website, okay, and you make a staging website, it will be an exact copy, right? On here, you can do what you want, right? And it will not affect the original website until you say transfer or migrate or overwrite. Does that answer the question, Ben, with what you wanted? Hey, Timo. Are you in London as well, Timo? Are you in London? I don't think I'll bring over Pepsi Max because it will weigh down my bag. I'd have to carry over loads, so I'll just buy it from there. Oh, sorry, I misread the question. Oh, sorry, George. I misread the question. I get what you mean now. He wants to be top of the... Right, okay, sorry, yeah. Well, that's common, isn't it? Like I said before, you build a website, you release it, and one of the most common questions you get is, why is my website not number one? And you go, Google does not rank based on the date. Google ranks based on SEO and stuff like that. Okay? Sorry, George. Yeah, I don't know if I can best answer your question then, Ben. I mean, you could use WP Staging is a plugin. You could use WP Vivid. Yeah. Hey, Shuvo, how you doing? Please don't forget, next Tuesday, at roughly this time, next Tuesday, we won't have a live chat. There will be a private webinar for the how to get high ticket clients on LinkedIn. A 1 hour webinar, okay? It's going to be a private session. If you've signed up, great. If you're not signed up, you might miss out. And I would definitely say sign up to it, okay? We get asked this question a lot. Why am I not doing like a normal YouTube video? I'll be honest with you, it is a bit of clever marketing, okay? And also I want to kind of highlight to a lot of you how you can do this and how easy it is to set up. And I might do a future video on why we did it exactly. It is a marketing thing. It does help two things. Number one, it allows us to build up, to attract people to the mailing list, number one. So I'll be brutally honest there. Number two, obviously within the live chat, I am going to mention the super course, but that's not the basis of the entire webinar. But I will be mentioning it in there. So just so that you understand, that's why people do webinars. But the big difference about our webinar is rather than doing a 5-day challenge, rather than like, oh, hi everyone, I'm now going to talk about how sad and pathetic my life was, and then I suddenly found this trick, and now I'm making thousands and millions of pounds, and you could too if you follow this thing, and you know, you could turn your life around. Cut the crap. There is none of that, okay? You know who I am. We're going to get right into it about why you need to be using LinkedIn a lot more, and why over 65% of our new clients are coming from LinkedIn. All right, and they're contacting us. I'm not cold emailing or cold contacting them. You know, when people connect with you on LinkedIn, hey, how you doing? Blah, 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 let's set up a call. None of that. They're contacting us, and I'll share to you exactly how we've got to that stage. Some of it will be like groundbreaking, and you might not have realized stuff you can do to help yourself out. But hey, we talk about that next week. Yeah, George, you know what? I always have to say to my clients, right, look, we've submitted your website to Google. We've done your Google Analytics. It could take anywhere from 2 days to 1 week before you start showing up properly on Google. The next day I get an email from them. I've just checked, I'm not on Google. Yeah, it could take a week. Yeah, but you said you submitted. Yeah, but it could take a week. And then they try and say something like, yeah, but if I post a letter through a door, that person's got the letter. Yeah, but Google is different. And you're not the only website in the world that's probably been submitted. And then think about every website in the world that's had an update and they've resubmitted. Then think about every website that's been indexed. All of this adds up, right? Just because you posted an image or whatever does not mean you're instantly going to be in the Google search tree. And you literally have to guide them and talk them through them about this, you know, because the reason why they sometimes struggle with this, okay, the reason why they sometimes struggle with this is, oh, that's because the lights are off, Big Kuna, the lights are off, right? So look, if I, you know, like if the lights were on and the spotlight was on and I had these lights on as well, you know, all of these lights. In fact, I'll put it on, okay. There we go. Hold on a moment. Hold on a moment. There we go. So look, when you start to get more of the lights on, it starts to warm up a little bit, right? But I do, hey Artif, By the way, Artif, I'm feeling better now, okay, Artif? I'm calm. I am calm. I'm calm now, okay? I need to get something here, but I'm still debating what to do, so I'm still thinking about it. Right, just back to some of the comments coming in, because I've kind of slightly... Now, Linda says a deer head. I have considered a deer head, but I'm unsure with how do a lot of you feel about a deer head? Just got to change my camera angle. How do a lot of you feel about a deer head? I don't mind, but I'm worried some people might not like it. A geometric deer head. What do you think? Should I get two? One here and one here? Do I just get one, which you won't see properly? Do I get one here and one here? What do I go for, everyone? But I did consider the deer head as well. Khalil, should we use local information in SEO? Yeah, you can. Well, no, you don't say best barber of Paris. You go best barber Paris. All right, best barber in. But you don't do of, right? Or you say Paris barbers, Paris barber. Yeah, local SEO is a good thing, especially if they're serving an area. If the barber is serving the world, you leave it out. If, however, they're serving Paris, of course you want to put the word in Khalil. And I will be doing a video. In fact, my notes for what I'm going to talk about are all here. Woo! Right, I'm going to be doing an SEO video, which hopefully will come out next week or something like that. Shivo, Elementor have shown global CSS classes. What do you think? I think this is a great new feature. Everything they're doing is so much better. Okay, don't worry, John. What you got to think about, though, John, is that not everyone reacts to what you put on LinkedIn, but there will be a minority that will. And in some ways, it's all about be there rather than miss out. So that's what you want to be thinking of. Ben, you know how to migrate websites if cloning was limited to Elementor. Yeah, I mean, they are talking about the Elementor cloud, though, here. You know, with the whole... then again, but you can copy and paste between websites. So you can do that as well. You can copy and paste. But to be honest, Artif, this issue I had, right, has really... It rattled me. It still rattles me a bit. I know how I think I can get around it and everything. However, it did rattle me a lot as to just what was being done without going into detail and stuff like that. Hey, Marco, thank you for liking all of our videos. Great to have you here. Please do let me know, though, where you're from and how long you've been web designing. So you're selling an ebook. How to send the ebook via email after checkout confirmation, not a download link. Okay, right. There are other plugins for this, number one. Number two, I would say you're better off having a download link. So they click it and it downloads it. You could, there are plugins to do that. The exact plugin to use does not come to mind. Technically, you see, you could put in a link, you see, and as soon as they click that link, it downloads it for them anyway. So as soon as they click it, it automatically downloads it, which is what a lot of links tend to do, though. It says, here, get the ebook. You click it, and it automatically downloads it. I know what you mean, though. You want to supply like a PDF or something, you know, like a downloadable product. But you might need an extra plugin for that. I might need to double check. And I'm going to make a note of that, okay? I'm going to make a note of access product after purchase. So I'm going to put download. I'm going to put download. Hey, is anyone here watching the TV show Yellow Jackets? Has anyone watched the TV show Yellow Jackets about the girl football team or the female football team that crash lands and they're stuck out there? Has anyone watched it? Well, the thing is, George, I can't remember, though, George, because in the standard downloadable product, I can't remember if you then have to go into my account and then you access it. I think you do, You have to go in and then you go there. Yeah, exactly. You put the PDF, but I'm pretty sure you can put the link in. But I have to remind myself of it. I have to remind myself of that. So I would say Yellow Jackets. Hey, Alex D, have you watched Yellow Jackets, anyone? I have done zero research on this topic, but asking you instead of Google, any recommendations for an events plugin? Okay, there's event in, one word. There's the events calendar. And if you're not selling tickets, you can use that for free and it integrates into Elementor. That's actually a good one, the events calendar. You could use that. Event in. There's Webness Modern Events, but I think that's quite detailed maybe for what you're doing. Hey, Mel from Atlantic City. How you doing? Absolutely, George. I mean, that's the way I tend to do it with restrict content, but I need to double check with the WooCommerce downloadable because I think it still says you got to click a link to download rather than it just emailing out the PDF to you, I think. So I'll have to double check that. Exactly, George, and that's why event on, that's it, not event in, event on. Sorry, George is right. It's not event in, it's event on. There we go. Linda is saying a mid-journey deer head would skirt the issue with the trophy. Yeah, I mean, and that's the reason why I want to be really, really careful. I don't want to have like the trophy type, because I know that's not great. But the trouble is, though, because I'm dead center, I can't put it here, otherwise it's half hidden. So do I go for something that's really wide? You know, and I'm it's not that I am struggling. I lie. I am struggling. I'm just trying to think of what to go for that's going to work really, really well at the moment. But it is troubling me. It's been troubling me since Friday night. What do I do? What do I do? What do I go for? What do I do? But it is troubling me. Thank you very much, Marco. You know what, Marco? It's going to take a while. We're close to hitting 20,000 subscribers. I think we're going to hit 20,000 subscribers today. I think we're going to breach it. Congratulations to me. Thank you very much. And Web Squadron is very happy. But I think we're going to breach it today. But yeah. Shop Magic. Nice one, George. I will make a note of that and I'll have a look at that one. Shop Magic for WooCommerce. There you go, Shop Magic. Yeah, thank you very much for that one. I'm just reading the questions here. Yeah, the thing is, it's a weird one, isn't it, Linda? Because I know whenever I see like fancy deer heads, I see it as just a bit of art. But there's always someone somewhere that will be like, I don't like that. That signifies hunting or glamorizes it. I'm like, actually, no, it doesn't. I mean, what if I got a picture of Chewbacca from Star Wars with his head? I'm not glamorizing. I love Chewbacca. But it's just like a, you know, just a funky thing. Oh, really, Raptor X? Thanks for letting me know that. I did not know about the CEO for GoDaddy got stick for trophy hunting. I did not know that. El Jedi, can you talk about Search Console, indexing fails, how to fix it? Okay, right. So when you connect to Search Console and you submit your sitemap, indexing fails will be, have you said your WordPress website is allowed to be indexed? So if you go to the Reading tab, WordPress settings, reading, there's a tick box. Have you said discourage from search engines? If that is ticked, untick it. You got to allow search engines to, encourage them. Don't discourage them. Number 2, is your font too small? Is your content too close? You got text, button, text. They're too close to each other on the mobile. Start looking at that. They're usually the 2 most common issues. Your text is too small, your content is too close, and of course, have you discouraged a search engine, right, from doing that? So go away and double check that. Is that help you out, El Jedi. And we have done videos on Google search engine as well. Go and look at our rank math video. That will clarify lots of stuff for you there. Metabox just got a nice update, Timo says. I mean, I'm not used to using Metabox, and I don't massively like it because a lot of the stuff is premium. It's a good plugin, but it's not one I normally do. Raptor X, all I'm going to say is this, right? All I'm going to say is this. GoDaddy are weird, not just the social. So where you're saying GoDaddy social is weird, it ain't just their social. GoDaddy are weird, whatever. I still do not understand why a lot of people are supportive of GoDaddy. Can I be blunt and brutally honest here? A lot of WordPress events up and down the country and the world are sponsored by GoDaddy. Because they are sponsored by GoDaddy and they're probably getting a lot of money from GoDaddy, they're happy to support GoDaddy. I am going to tell you now, I refuse to work with any client. Existing legacy ones is different, right? You know, I wish we hadn't. But if anyone comes to me now and their website's on GoDaddy, unless they switch to another host provider, I don't want to know. The amount of problems we have had with emails, with staging sites, with sometimes the staging website just stops working all of a sudden. It blows my mind, right? And like, you know, anyone who is not aware of GoDaddy and their customer support and stuff like that, I can understand why they went to GoDaddy. Adverts, commercialization, they thought it was a good deal. But there are too many events and well-known companies out there that are happy to say, hey, thank you to GoDaddy. GoDaddy Pro. Whatever. Okay, and I'm just saying it. And I can't say that because I'm talking from experience. But I know a lot of you might use GoDaddy and be completely happy. George right now is probably triggered because I've gone and said GoDaddy. You know, the minute I say GoDaddy, I know he kind of, you know, and all of that. But, yeah. Hey, Rajat, how you doing? Like George says, Rank Math will help you set that up as well. Anyone with Ultimate Members experience? I used it once a long, long time ago. I don't think I can answer your question, though, on that. Yeah, I mean, I know, TomTom. It's like a lot of shopping channels still promote TomTom. And TomTom were never that good. I remember a friend had one. I wasn't that impressed. I went and got one. Wasn't impressed. I always used to end up using something else. Mark, do you have any suggestions for preventing the loading of WordPress default colors if they are not being used? No. I haven't done any video on that, Mark. I think you might need a code snippet to be written. You might need to clarify exactly which bits and what you would want the colors to be, and that's probably going to be a code snippet. Ben feels like a single picture on the wall would be distracting. How about kind of board? Pictures or shells with a helmet and more, I don't know. Something big needs to be there. I don't know what. Something. I'm just not sure yet. I'm just not entirely sure yet. It is really troubling me. A lot of people use Crocoblock, Rajat. A lot of people do. Hey, Paul, I'm doing okay. Great to have you here. Great to have you here, as always. Yeah, exactly, George, right? Exactly. Oh, my God, George, you had to go and mention the deluxe package, right? I said GoDaddy. I triggered you. You went and said deluxe package. Now you've triple triggered me, right? Now I'm probably not going to sleep for the next week. Yes, Timo, that's the other thing. I didn't want to say it, but you're right. Metabox takes a lot of learning, and that's the other reason why I've never done a video on it. I was going to do a video. I did ACF. When I did pods, I was going to do Metabox, and then I stopped because I thought I'm literally spending nearly 2 hours trying to get my head around it. Forget it. It's not intuitive enough for me. The planet Uranus, George. You know what I need? I do need I need to get Mid-Journey to create like a panoramic image of a cyber city or a space station or a station on a moon orbiting the planet Uranus. Ooh. Now we're talking, right? And only those that kind of understand the implication of the image would get the joke. Right? Carlo, are you still open to suggestions? Of course I am. I'm always open. Hey Ruben, how are you doing? Yeah, I know, George. Oh my god. I've got the deluxe package. They literally think the word deluxe means better, don't they? They literally think deluxe is superior. All the deluxe does is give them SSL. And, no, hang on. It gives them SSL, it gives them a backup, and it gives them the staging site. Is that right, George? Because you're an expert in GoDaddy. You're an expert in GoDaddy. I don't know if, oh yeah, sorry, I could hear someone in the kitchen. I thought we were being robbed, but no, it's my wife's home from work. Raheem's probably outside playing and my wife is home now. She's probably not going to be very impressed by the state of the kitchen. It's more Raheem's fault than mine, okay? For he tried to cook something and, it went a little bit wrong. But I will let them handle that. I'm on a live chat, far too important. But yeah, like I said, next week there will be no live chat next Tuesday. And that's because we're doing a private webinar on how to get high-ticket clients. And I hope to see all of you there. And if you're not there, don't worry about it, okay? Ruben, what about today? I found that you do chat at... What about today? Yeah, Ruben, Tuesday and Thursday, we do evening live chats. Or late afternoon. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we do the normal time. So I stagger it for the different audiences. It also means that you're not got me shouting in your ear midday if you're working hard. It also means that it's great for the American audience because normally very early in the morning for them when I'm doing it midday. So an evening one kind of caters a little bit to the transatlantic folk. I know, George. Why did I mention GoDaddy? Do you know something? Maybe I need to set up a live chat with GoDaddy and go, look, let's be honest here. Let's talk about why do so many web designers not like GoDaddy? There's got to be a reason. Just because I heard 20 people say, oh, GoDaddy's not good, it will not influence me. I have to experience it. If everyone says that cake is crap, I'll be like, let me taste it. Oh, yeah, you're right, it was. Right? So everyone makes their own decision. SSL is for 1 year. Yeah, but don't you... Oh, is it for 1 year only? But then you renew, don't you, each year, I think. Let me just check the comments. I tried for a couple of weeks to quit using GoDaddy. Horrible experience. They lied and generally screwed me around. I had to be very persistent. Never again. Linda... It almost sounds like you met someone called GoDaddy. Hey, I'm GoDaddy, Linda. What are you doing today? Hey, should we go out for a drink, Linda? Well, my real name is Daddy, but you can call me GoDaddy. It sounds like a bad dating experience. Horrible. They lied. They generally screwed me around. That's very suggestive. So. Anyone who gets any visions in their head, get those visions out your head. I had to be very persistent. Never, ever again. Sounds very, sounds like a date gone wrong. Ismath, hi Imran, you are a great web... thank you very much. The whole reason we do these videos is to, not just to engage, but it's more to help you learn. And know that you don't have to be an expert in everything and there are different ways of doing stuff. And the live chat is us just having a much more informal way of just relaxing, almost having a laugh, almost letting off steam, right? Just let it out. You're having a good day, let us know. You're having a bad day, let us know. You're having a really ugly, disgusting day, let us know. Just don't use any expletives, but let us know. GoDaddy is an offensive word. Well, you know, there's loads of daddy words that are offensive these days, aren't there? And I'm glad you've worked on your website as well, Ismath. Go on, Artif. I prefer the dark background. Looks kind of... Yeah, do you know what? Do you know something? I do get that. I do get why. And it's not controversial at all. Because as soon as I did this, Artif, my first reaction was, ooh, was that a good move or not? Was that a good move? Have I gone too light? But I've got to kind of find a way of just, I don't know, you know... let me just change the colour now. You know, I've got to do something that is... I mean, the great thing is, you know, you can change the colour around and everything. But I've got to do something. I'm just struggling at the moment. I've got to do something that makes that back wall pop a little bit better. And I am really, really struggling. So anyone has any ideas, please put them down. Email me. Put them in the Web Squadron Facebook group. If you find something, please be careful. Don't put anything inappropriate. If you find anything you think might work, I might start a conversation and go, look, give me some ideas. Show me something that you think is going to really make that wall pop and feel like, whoa. I have been looking at geometric blocks. Are you aware of geometric blocks? It's like a board and you have blocks and the blocks are like 3D sticking in and out and everything. Like a geometric block. I have been thinking about that. They're not cheap. Let me tell you now, they are not cheap, but I have been considering that. Absolutely, Jeremy. GoDaddy are everywhere, right? You know, where's your mummy? GoDaddy. I mean, in terms of marketing, they are very clever with their marketing. iOS are very clever with their marketing. The trouble is, though, what you get is so patronizingly disgusting as to what you get. Even with iOS, right? Even with iOS. You know, Paul, should I get a t-shirt? Do you know what? Should I get a t-shirt printed with that GoDaddy screwed you? That would be absolutely hilarious. Are you playing outside?
Yep.
Yeah. As mom, have you eaten dinner? No.
Yes.
You have? What have you had?
Looking some into the evidence.
Chocolate pack. Go, shut the door, Raheem, but make sure you eat your dinner, mate. But yeah, they're very clever at their marketing. They're always out there. It's obviously working because they've been doing this kind of marketing for years and years, right? It's obviously working. And the fact that they are always sponsoring events up and down the world makes you wonder. They are rolling in it. And I just feel sorry for so many people that trust them. They go, oh yeah, we can do this. We get cheap hosting and we can use their inbuilt page builder to build a website. And then they realise, oh, no, I can't do this. I can't do that. Harry Redknapp said I could just make a baking store. I trusted Harry Redknapp. What's going on? You know? Yeah, Tom, an acrylic with LED on that wall. Yeah, I mean... It's going to have to be something really big, right? It's going to have to be something really big, okay? Because if it's here, you won't really see it. It's got to be big. It either sits here or here. Probably, I don't know. It needs to be something big, right? I need a big one. But I have to say, Paul, GoDaddy screwed Uranus. I'm pretty sure, right, that I would, if I dared... create a t-shirt like that, not only would I be scared to wear it outside, number two, I'm pretty sure they would come after me if I ever had a t-shirt printed out. Where's your mummy? GoDaddy. I know, George. It's kind of Yeah. Absolutely avoid. Mark, do you still suggest using WordPress and WooCommerce? I do. Shopify is good, really good, but you're limited as to what you can do. For if you have a shop, a very simple shop, Shopify's great, but WooCommerce just works. The trouble with WooCommerce is it's got loads of bloat. You think Elemental's bad, it's got loads of bloat. WooCommerce, JavaScript, sucks up your inodes like mad. Big file sizes for once you install it. Loads of gunk and junk, but it works. Okay, it works. It's got a solid fan base. There's 1 million people out there that know how to work it. There's code snippets galore. There's plugins and stuff you can do. What can you do with Shopify? Take care, Paul Ross. What can you do with Shopify? You can do some hooks and crooks and stuff. But wouldn't you want to be able to have a solution that you can just go, yeah, okay, we want to do X. Can we do it? Yeah, I think we can do it. Here's a solution. Boom, we do it. With Shopify, I know more people that built a website with Shopify and then they moved to WordPress and WooCommerce. I know a tiny amount of people that went the other way. And the reason they went the other way is because they just wanted it fully built. I just want to sell my products. I don't want any fancy stuff. I just want to put on images, product, filter system, buy now, cart, checkout, boom. I don't want to waste time. I just want it quick and easy in a day. I'm only selling 4 or 5 products. That's all. Boom. I want to get it done. Right? So that's where the Shopify wins. Hands down, wins. But if you ever want to do a bit more, Shopify is not the way to go. Right? Because you're going to, as you start to develop and do more, you then end up having to do a completely separate website rather than have them all in one place. So I would say, you got to weigh it up, though, on what you want to do. Sound absorbing hexagons. I did consider that, Ben. I was looking at that on the weekend. And yes, you could go for the LED one with the patchwork. However, I'm still thinking about it. Yeah, George had a 4-hour call with GoDaddy. Let's not even go there. Raptor, if you get a chance, can you make a Woo video on variation product file upload? I did do a video. You can use an Excel sheet. I did a video on WooCommerce Excel. So you fill out an Excel sheet, you have your variations and your attributes in there, you have your images, you have your pricing, and when you import it, it will import it. So Raptor X, I've already got a video out on that. The Excel sheet you get, when you download, if you download WooCommerce from the WooCommerce website, there's a folder in there. You unzip it and there's a folder in there called samples. In the samples, there's a file called product.csv, something like that. In there, they have examples of variation products with the attributes and the different prices. So if you go do that, you'll be fine. Video Boy, any tips on ranking up a subdomain? Well, SEO, rank math. It's the same as what you would do for the same website, Video Boy. You got to make sure that it's indexed. You got to make sure it's in Search Console. You got to make sure the sitemap is submitted. You got to just do everything you would normally do with a normal website to get the subdomain ranked. You got to rank it. Rank. Just check the comments coming in. Hey, Alima, how are you doing? Great to have you here. Great to have you back. Yeah? How's your day going, Bo, by the way? All good? Are you happy? You feeling good? If you're not feeling good, though, please be honest, everyone, okay? Because if anyone is having a really bad day, please do share it if you're okay with sharing it. Because if any one of us can give you a pep talk to make you feel better, you might feel better. And there's nothing worse than when you're working on websites and you can't talk to your family about it because they don't get it. or you're working on your own, or you live on your own, who do you turn to when things are bad? So please, please, please do use the Web Squadron Facebook group. Use us. Let us know if anyone out there is not feeling good, okay? Ismath, you can see from the link, the second part where the circle is I want... Ismath, you can't share links. Dun, dun, dun. You can't share any links. So what you need to do is you need to go over to the Facebook group, right? You need to go over here, right? You need to go here. You need to go here. Go to Facebook and go to the Web Squadron Facebook group, right? Web Squadron Facebook group. You come over here and this is where you go and pop in your question or what you want to talk about, and someone somewhere might be able to help you or not. Maybe they can't help you. Let me just quickly check something. I've just had a notification come in for something. No, yeah. So go and do that, Ismath, okay? What's my thoughts about Generate Press? I've not really used Generate Press, okay? Is it better for SEO? I don't think it is. I mean, what is the evidence for Generate Press to be better for SEO? So that's my question, Ruben. I would say, show me the evidence why it is better. That's what I would say. Because everyone everywhere will say that. Gutenberg is better than Hello. Elemental is better than Divi. Breakdance is better than Bricks. Webflow is better than WordPress. Everyone everywhere is going to say that. So I would say, show me the fact. Show me the evidence. I'm very much of an evidence-based person. I like to see facts, not what someone said on YouTube, not what someone said on Facebook, not what someone said even in a meeting or a group or whatever, because tribal politics starts to come in, you know, politics kicks in. I don't know. I mean, I would still need to see evidence, Ruben. I would need to see, basically, I would need to see two websites that are exactly the same. What Generate Press have done, and then if you take an Elementor Hello website with rank math, right? Because it's very easy to say that the SEO is better, but I would say, okay, with rank math, is it still better? So I need to see the evidence and stuff like that. Raptor, is it a good idea to have a main domain and a subdomain? It depends. It depends, Raptor X, with, is the blog so big and so convoluted with where you could go that it justifies having a separate subdomain? Is there so much going on in there you got to have a subdomain? Why can't it just be a page in your current website? Because if you've built up any backlinks or domain authority with your domain, you kind of have to do a lot of it all over again with your subdomain. So it's extra work, right? Extra work. Yeah, I mean, look, Alamo, what I would say, yeah, if you're, you know, you might want to make sure that if you, I mean, I've lost, I don't study all the names that are joining, and we've got lots and lots and lots of people signing up for this. We're a bit like, whoa, they're flooding in. Please do sign up for the How to Get Clients on LinkedIn webinar. It's not going to answer all your questions. I can't promise you're going to have tons of clients come flooding in, but it might help you to think a little bit differently. Where's the... Absolutely, Maddie, absolutely. Right, just check the comments in. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, though, Ruben, yeah, what I would say, yeah, is this, okay? Everyone everywhere is going to say that when you take a tool which has cleaner code, it's better for SEO. What I always say back to them is, okay, I want you to take two websites, Generate Press, whatever, with SEO, then do an Elementor Hello website with rank math with exactly the same keywords, the same meta title, the same meta description. Make sure they go through to Google Search Console and everything around the same time. And in 1 week's time, right, or 2 or 3 days' time, let's see where they're hitting. Right, without anyone going in and manipulating it by ensuring they keep hitting that website to push it up. What is the A and B testing? Because just because one is code doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be better. You got to do proper A and B testing. Is it necessary to become familiar with asset cleanup? I would use asset cleanup. I would use it. Asset cleanup will stop a lot of WooCommerce JavaScript running on your homepage. So asset cleanup is unfortunately, I think, a requirement if you've got WooCommerce Mark. I would use it. Do the optimization from the PageSpeed 2023 video. If your score's still down, asset cleanup might be the difference to nudge it up quite a bit in some cases, 20-25%. Tom, I need to pick your brain a bit. I have a client who wants to have a form where they input offer details and it automatically creates a page. So it's going to take the details and it automatically creates a page. There's a lot of JavaScripting going on there. The answer I'm going to give you sounds a bit like a blagging response, but have you asked ChatGPT? Have you taken exactly everything you've just said to me and stuck it in ChatGPT? Well, video boy, you could almost argue that is anything overpriced, right? You could go to a billionaire and say your website's going to cost £100,000. They won't bat an eyelid. I'm like, yeah, fine, go ahead with it. They won't care, right? So what we consider subjectively overvalued or overpriced is in the eyes of the client, right? Do you get what I mean? So you and me could go to a restaurant, okay, and we could order a burger, which is a couple of quid, right? And we might think nothing of it. We could at the same time go to another restaurant where the burger is £10 just for the burger. Is that overpriced? Well, it depends. Now, if you don't have a job and you're relying on benefits and stuff, £10 for a burger, ridiculous. Ridiculous. You could get 5 of them if you went to McDonald's. Ridiculous. But if you're earning a high income, £10 for just a burger, you might go, yes, yeah. So a lot of it is subjective to your earnings, your lifestyle, upbringing, loads of things. Okay? Well, I know, George. Yeah, I know. I was thinking about it in my head. You'd have to use different domains, slightly mess around a little bit, but make sure you get the same focus keyword in some sort of way. George is giving some good advice there. Don't worry, Yasmath. If you need to post a link, go to the Facebook group in Web Squadron and post it over there. And eventually you'll get through to someone, or someone might contact you, or something along those lines. Thank you very much, Mark. I do appreciate that. That will go towards the Pepsi Max kitty. Okay. Do you know something, George? I was wondering about Forminator. So George has mentioned Forminator. And there might be something in there that could potentially work for you. Sorry, someone just asked a question. Someone's just asked a question. I just want to reply to disappointed. How? There we go, right. I get a little bit fed up by how many people go to the Elemental Facebook group and they literally just put like a message like, every update is more buggy and I'm disappointed. And I feel like going, that says a lot to me about maybe what you're building and how you're building it. Because I have never, ever... Look, let me tell you something, right? In the last 4 years, I have never had a single problem with an Elemental update. Ever. I've never had a website go down. I've never had my website break. I've never had a feature or a widget throw a wobbly. If there has ever been an issue, it was with something else. But every website I've built with Elementor, I've never had, I know it's probably you, Carapos, but I've never had a website go down or be buggy. The biggest problem I've had is fine-tuning and finding the holy grail way of improving the page speed performance. And I like to think I've got there now with the latest Page Speed 2023 video. It ain't perfect, but it will do. It will do, and it helps a lot of people out. But that was my biggest headache. Oh, the score's gone down. What do I do? That doesn't work. Oh, let me try again. Right? However, every time I read about some people where they kind of go, oh, it's really buggy, there's a problem with it, blah, blah, blah. 9 times out of 10, they're using Ocean WP. They're using a template or a theme no one's heard of. They're using 4 or 5 add-ons because because they're only using Elementor free. So they're using loads of add-ons. Or they've got tons of add-ons on the website. There's no Elementor add-on, but they've got 60 plugins. And then they wonder why it's kind of not working well. Oh, it's Elementor's fault. And I kind of go, not really. I didn't get that problem. You know? And then they might say, yeah, but that's because you haven't got 5 add-ons. Yeah, but why did you need the 5 add-ons? I've worked on some websites, right, where they've got Elementor. Do you remember I told you there was someone, they had Elementor, Elementor Pro, and then a total of 6 extra add-ons. No, it was 8. It wasn't 6, it was 8. 8 extra add-ons for Elementor. On top of Elementor and Elementor Pro. Right? Hey, call 0044. What are you doing, George? What are you doing there? 0444. But you know, 8 extra add-ons. It was like your website pages are super slow. You got tons of Elementor JavaScripts everywhere. The website was about 50 pages, and because every page had a bit of each one of these 8 add-ons somewhere, you couldn't just remove the plugin, deactivate and remove, because you were so afraid of what was built. I even went back to them and says, can't you contact the original developer or put down every single add-on and where they were used? The original developers were like, oh, we ain't got time to do that. We ain't got time to do that. And it was like, your page, right? I got it from about 9-10% to about 60, 65-ish. I got it up. I told them I can't get it any higher unless we remove all 8, because you don't need them. They had a form plugin they already have Elementor Pro, and then they had another form plugin. They had premium add-ons. They had happy add-ons, exclusive add-ons. They had an Elementor header something. They had something else for shortcode. Oh, I can't remember fully now, but they had 8. They didn't need any of them. But whoever built their website built it in the most horrendous, ridiculous way. It was like, so you've installed a plugin for one thing and you've repeated it everywhere throughout the website. Unless you now rebuild the entire website. 50 pages. 50 pages, by the way, right? And they had then a translated version. You can't remove them. And they were they didn't like that. They didn't blame me, but they didn't like that. Oh, but they told us we need this. And I was like, you know, a lot of people put their trust in us and what we do. So for me, this is like what I call the cowboy builder scenario, right? Where cowboy builders give good builders a bad name, right? Oh, right, George, you're thinking we should open a call center. Yeah, man. Can you imagine if we did do a call center, George? You know what we would do? We'd get Pickstar to be the triage. So every call that comes in goes through triage to Pickstar, right? And then Pickstar decides where the calls now go on, because Pickstar might deal with it or he'll pass it on. And what we do on purpose is we make sure that every call goes to Artif and Jimmy. Every call goes there, right? And then you and me, George, we pick up where they're struggling. Oh, yeah, all right, okay, fine, Artif. Oh, my God, all right, what do you want to know? Okay, Jimmy, fine, I'll go and check with ChatGPT. Really? Okay, fine, I'll do that for you, all right? Go and stroke your dog, okay? Go check what he's licking. Right, yeah, go on, we'll do that for you. That's what we would do, wouldn't we? Absolutely. Please don't forget to hit like. We've had 115 people watching today. Thank you very much. But we've only had 14 likes. We've only had 14 likes. What do you mean you need that face on t-shirt? What, my face? You don't want... No, you're not getting my face on your t-shirt. Because if you had my face on your t-shirt, you'd probably wipe your ass with it. So you're not getting my face on your t-shirt. Absolutely, John. And one of the other problems I have found with some Elemental users is they have a website, they use free, they £1 a minute. Is that all we're worth, George? Is that all we're worth? No, but they use Elemental free. They have a lot of add-ons. Later on, they realise, you know what? It was better that we used Elemental Pro. Then go and get Elemental Pro, but then they don't revisit the add-ons and they leave it. And it's like you have just convoluted the back end of your website now. Oh, really, Carlo? Have you... Oh, nice one, Carlo. I've just noticed your email, actually. So Carlo is saying... I'll read out what Carlo says. So he goes... Oh, no, this is a video suggestion. Sorry. Oh, no, back wall. A submarine. A submarine. Submarine doesn't really work for me. Not really work for me. Yeah, so Carlo, what I will say though, Carlo, I'll have a look at your email, but one thing I do have to make really, really clear to everyone though, is I'm getting a lot of people asking me to find a solution for XYZ. Unless I'm commissioned to do it, it's not at the top of my radar. I might look at it, I might not, but if it's going to take me more than like 30 seconds to read an email, more than 30 seconds to read, understand, come to a conclusion, I have to be brutally honest. I probably won't read it all, because the amount of emails I get which are like that, I sometimes don't even reply, because I'm like, no, you know, because if you hire a consultant, you'd normally pay for it. But I will look at your one, Carlo, because I know you. But I don't know how much time I'd spend in trying to find a solution for it. Ben, you spent the afternoon reviewing a website with a lawyer for a new client. It's a weird exercise to categorize someone else's... Yeah, well, you know... Hold on. You spent the afternoon reviewing a website with a lawyer for a new client. You had a lawyer with you while you were reviewing it because you were scared that they might take offense to what you say? Is that what you're saying here? I mean, was it really... Is it really that bad? Is it really that bad? Oh, sorry, Carlo. I now understand what you're saying. That's fine. Is that what you're saying, Ben? You had a lawyer with you because you had concern about how they were going to take it, whatever you said. Because that's kind of... I don't think I've heard that. I don't think I've been in that situation before yet. I sometimes shoot from the hip. So if someone says to me, like, honestly, give me a real hard review, I just go, yeah, okay, look, here's what's wrong. Here's what you need to do. I'm not sure, George. I've read it meaning that, oh, okay, the client might be a lawyer as well. Or I don't know. Excellent. Ben is now going to clarify, everyone. Yeah, me too, Santiago. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how can we use the CSS global. Is it going to be like bricks, whereby you create a header, you call the header, I don't know, icon headers, and then you set the class system for it? Is that how easy it's going to be? If so, I think a lot of us are going to really, really like that. Don't worry, Santiago, you didn't have to post it again. Typos are allowed, okay? None of us are perfect. I do typos all the time. I put out social media posts with a massive typo, and I sort of go, crap. But then I just let it go. I go, oh, move on. Move on, okay? Unless you put someone's name, unless you say, come and visit my website, and you put the wrong typo there, that's different. Or my email address with a typo, that's different. GoFundMe page for the colours on Elementor. That's not a bad idea, John, but I think we probably won't get many funding for that. Carlo, would CSS Global be the same as Global Widget? No, it's going to be different, Carlo. It's going to be different. So let's say I now, I mean, in a way, it is similar, but it's a more efficient way of doing it. It's a much more efficient way of doing it. So, you know, if you go and watch like the bricks videos, you'll understand why I think it's a great addition. And it's one of the reasons why a lot of people liked bricks, because of the global elasticity with what you could do with that. And it means that you now have a bit more control and a more efficient way of modifying things. Right, and I think that I think that if they get that and do it right in Elementor, it's going to be great. I mean, I really hope they get that post filter done right. If it is just taxonomy, they've missed a trick. I would rather they spent another month, right, working on that rather than releasing it. If it's just category, you've missed a trick, right? They've got to go a step further. Make it be almost replacing the need for JetSmart filter. That's what Elementor have got to do. Do that and you're hooked us. You've got us, right? Okay. Just give us a category filter, which is good from a loop, which means it removes the need for WP Grid Builder. But if you really want to make it powerful, right? You really want to take it places, because bricks do it. Bricks give us a product filter system, a really good one. Pretty damn good. Elementor have got to match that. They've got to match that. Do you know something, George? That's an interesting question you've got there. And I would say, once they release it, you might want to explore that. You might want to explore that, because that is a... I mean, remember, though, that Elementor does not have a grid system built in yet. They don't have that. So even though the class system can now be connected, I don't know if it would fully work, though, because Elementor don't have CSS Grid built in. However, something that you in Pixstar might want to have a look at. Right, I'm going to give everyone a 2-minute warning. We've been live for 1 hour 18. I know it feels like we're cutting it short, but we have been live for 1 hour 18. So 2 minutes. Any final questions from anyone that you want to ask, you want to put out there, you just want to let the world know, go and do it. And if you have not signed up for it already, remember that this webinar that we're doing next week is a private webinar. It's a private webinar, okay? It's free. It's private. It will be via YouTube, so you can still chat and all that. I might not interact as much with the comments. I will here and there, but because I'll be presenting and I've got lots of stuff I want to get out in 1 hour, I hope it's going to be super, super useful for a lot of you. Right, we're down to the final minute. Any final questions? Anyone want to say goodbye? Go and say goodbye now. I'll be back tomorrow normal time. I just need to do a bit of planning. So I've got a bit of a free slot tomorrow where I've got no real website work I need to worry about. So I want to kind of get about, I don't know, 3 or 4 videos maybe recorded and edited and scheduled into our YouTube. We did a loop grid video yesterday, another loop grid video, a very, very basic loop grid video is coming out tomorrow. The only reason I'm doing it, or it's done, is to, again, get you to realize that you can do simple things with the loop grid without any funky code or CSS, just really simple, easy stuff. So that video, hopefully you will see out there tomorrow. Ruben, is it only me here? Well, my wife is in the other room. She came back from work. She's probably eating and whatever. My son is outside playing with his friends. But I'm at home on my own. Well, not on my own. Well, I'm in my room on my own, yeah. So Ben had a new client, was being sued by its previous web agency. Incomplete payment. Wow, okay. Right, got ya. So the lawyer now wanted to get all the technical arguments to claim that the previous setup was not up to standard. Right. The trouble is, though, Ben, this is a really difficult one because did they deliver enough to say the time they invested and did? And was it more to, like, the client didn't make clear? But I'm pretty sure you handled that really, really well. Friends and foes, absolutely. Tom, here's the registration. Go and click that link, Tom. So this is for Tom, okay? This is to Major. Oh, Tom's gone. Is Tom still there? I think Tom's gone, isn't he? I don't know. Wait, I don't know if I can see Tom now. But anyway, oh, right. Sorry, you mean for the webinar, it's going to be just me. It'll be just me presenting because it can get a little bit complicated when you have 2 people on. It's just going to be me. I'm going to be to the point, no faffing around, none of this, hey, this is what I used to do and I struggled with clients and now I got clients and this is what I did and this is what you can do. None of that, okay? Just cut to the chase, okay? Why should you use it? What's the benefits for you? How's it helped me? Right, let's hit it now. This is what you need to do. Go and get it done. Nice one, Ben. I'm glad you sorted it all out. Okay, I'm going to say goodbye now. I'm going to shoot off. Catch you all tomorrow. Take care. Stay safe. All right, go and grab something to eat. Have fun. Yes, Tom, did you get the link? So the link is here, Tom. I'm pasting it again. Right, go and click that link. All right, go and sign up. It's a free webinar. It's next week. Once you've signed up, you'll straight away get an email with the link address. Click it. Set your notifications up. It is presented via YouTube, but it will be an unlisted video. And I shall see you there. And Mohammed Aslan, great to have you here, but I'm about to shoot off now. So either watch the replay or go and binge watch all of our videos. Take care. See you soon. Bye.